All right, I'm gonna go over the trade deadline sellers in the NHL. So we got Ottawa, who's got 49 points, last in the league. They're 22 points out. Obviously, they just sold off Matt Duchene to Columbus for a couple of prospects, one draft pick for sure, and conditional. We got Mark Stone, who if they trade, they could get definitely a huge haul for him. He's definitely a really good player. Ryan Dzingel having a really good year. And then if they wanted to trade, they got Anderson on 2 years left if a team's looking for certainty in goal. Obviously, he's up and down. So, yeah. We have Red Wings, who are 15th in the East, 55 points, 16 points out. You got Gustav Nyquist, Thomas Vanek, who's been traded a bunch of times on the deadline. Cronwell, which they haven't asked him to waive, I don't think. They're actually talking about contract extension. And if you want to pick up a defenseman with term, I think he's got no trade clause, but you got Mike Green there. And then Jimmy Howard, who's had a pretty decent season. You got the Panthers, who are 11 points out. They got 60 points. Derek Brassard, who I'm surprised is still there. They picked him up from Pittsburgh, and I'm pretty sure they were going to ship him out right away, but they've held on to him for a bit. Jamie McGinn, Riley Sheehan, and Troy Brower. Definitely players that could be pretty useful for depth. You got the Devils, who are 14th in the East, 56 points out, 56 points, 15 points out. Marcus Johansson could definitely be on the move. They picked him up from Washington. Drew Stafford on defense. You got Connor Carrick, right-handed defenseman, could be a depth defenseman for a playoff team, maybe 7 or 8. Micro Mueller and Eric Graba. Then you got Keith Kincaid in net. He's definitely could be on the move, although not a lot of goalies move with the deadline, but this year could be different. They got Butcher, who probably is going to re-sign in New Jersey. I wouldn't see him moving him, but he is on expiring deal. The Rangers, who are 13th, 60 points, 11 points out. Yeah, Kevin Hayes, Matt Zuccarello, who's really interesting. Ryan Strome, he's got 2 years left. Chris Kreider's name's been out there. He's got 2 years left. Adam McQuaid and Anthony DeAngelo on the defense. Flyers have 63 points. They're 11th in the East. 8 points out. Wayne Simmons definitely could be on the move. Look for a pretty decent return on him. Michael Raffle. Radko Gudas got 2 years, so if you want not a rental. Brian Elliott and Cam Talbot both have 1 year left on the deal. Watch maybe one of them go out. Then we got Buffalo, who's 10th. They had a really good run earlier in the season, winning 10, 11 in a row, something like that. But they are 7 points out. Not out of it completely, but definitely could sell. You got Jason Pominville, Pominville, Jeff Skinner, who's having an amazing year for him. Nathan Beaulieu, Jake McCabe. If you want maybe not a rental, Zach Bogosian, big defenseman there. In the West, you got the Kings, who are 15th in the West, 52 points, only 12 points out. Definitely closer in the West, harder to find sellers there. Ilya Kovalchuk, I don't know how many teams are going to be in on him. He's got 3 years left at like $6 million. It's pretty expensive, but if someone wanted cost certainty, they know what they're getting, 3 more years of him. And then Adrian Kempe is kind of really the only unrestricted, really, that would be on the move. There's not very many players in LA. Got the Oilers, who are 14th, 8 points out. Definitely not completely out of it, but obviously no one really thinks they're going to make the playoffs. They got 56 points. Tobias Reeder, Ty Ratty, Alex Chason, Kyle Bronsiak. He's on a 2-year deal left. So is Alex Petrovic. Maybe they can see trading him. Brandon Manning. Petrovic, I think, actually 1 year. Brandon Manning has 2 years. And then Anthony Storlarts, who they traded for Talbot. Or they traded Talbot for. And you got the Ducks, who are only 7 points out. Could definitely still make it. 57 points, 13th in the West. Jakob Silverberg, if they decide to trade him, pretty decent return for him. Brian Gibbons, Michael Del Zotto, Ryan Miller, if someone really wasn't sure about their backup, they could definitely pick him up. And then Brendan Montour, who's got 2 years left if you want not a rental there. Then we got Canucks, the 12th in the West. They're only 4 points out, so really I don't see them selling. I get quite a bit to sell. Kind of depth pieces here. Marcus Granlund, Josh Leivo, Ben Hutton, who if they decide to trade him, might get a pretty decent return for him. Derek Pouliot, Luke Shen, and Tom Pyatt. Only reason I put the Canucks here is they weren't really expected to do a lot, and kind of be a dark horse for sellers. Maybe they pull a St. Louis Blues, where last couple of years St. Louis have traded Stastny and Shattenkirk, so maybe Canucks can look to do something like that. Let me know what you think. Who's going to be the seller? Who's going to be the buyers? Like, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day.